day 26. So this is part 2 of my 4-part series on surviving 100 days in Ark Survival Evolved Primitive Plus. And so this video is day 26 through 50, okay? And with regards to the last video, I cannot believe what happened. I right now am at 400 subscribers, and it blew my mind. Thank you so much to everybody who subscribed, and let's get into it. So here I was killed by a Thylo, and so this is me coming back from being lost. I basically ran through the woods trying to come back here because I had died by the Thylo originally on my Wyvern, and the second time, which you saw there, I wasn't thinking, and so I basically decided I'm going to go up and not look for the Thylo again because I had thought the Thylo had been killed by my Wyvern. But here I check again, so the Thylo is dead, so I'm safe this time. So this time I do actually get my stuff because I was super worried and it really stressed me out there. And then this bag is not the correct bag though. See, it was my first dead body. I died twice. Wait, now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I only died twice. Okay, yeah. But that's while I was building my base, and so here I have most of the roof done. It looks really good. I spent, yeah, that was all day 26. I just gotta do a finishing touches. So that's basically what I'm doing. This is day 27. So day 27, I finished up the roof. The lighting's not the best, but you know, maybe it's dark right now. So I finished the roof. I got a nice edging to it. I really like it, honestly. This is a nice treehouse. Definitely the most complicated treehouse build I've ever done, because I don't normally build in treehouses. I just don't. So this is the inside, and if you see here, that's the inside. Also, if you have not seen part 1 to my series, I will link it in the description, and it will probably also be in a card at the end of the video. So go check that out for sure, because that's also a very good video and it will help you understand how I am in this position. So I built this ladder. That will help me a lot, because before I was either flying up with my Wyvern, or I would actually jump across on the other side of the base. And so this is the inside of the base. I did some decorating. I decided to add a smithy, and then here's a construction table, which is super necessary. Those construction tables help a lot in Primitive Plus. It's a Primitive Plus item. Here is the crafting table here. And yeah, good to go. And then I was ready for an artifact. I was getting ready to work on that. My hammocks here. These hammocks are pretty interesting. They're super easy, kind of like beds, but you can just place them anywhere. Well, you can place beds anywhere. They're the same thing, they just look cooler. I go on a Pteranodon taming spree because I want to get the artifact of the Skylord. Now, the artifact of the Skylord is in the Wyvern Trench. It's like down deep in the Wyvern Trench. It's really a pain in the butt to get to. I've done it one other time when Valguero first came out. Ugh. It was a pain in the butt then, and it's probably going to be a pain in the butt now. So here I am, just knocking out a ton of Pteranodons. My plan was I was just going to bring Pteranodons. I was going to go in 2 at a time. If I go in 2 at a time, I was thinking I could bring in maybe a higher level I would ride, and then the other one would follow behind so I could whistle attack just to distract the Wyvern so I could get in and out, some kind of extra support. And if I tame enough of these Pteranodons, I should be able to go back and forth multiple tries, try after try. And that was my plan, just keep trying to get this. I don't care if the Pteranodons die at all, so that was just my plan. As you see here, it's not going to work out in the best way, but it kind of does work out, I guess. I actually have ran out of meat. Perfect timing for the Strodon to be here. I like the sword. Get him going. I think I end up with a total of 6 Pteranodons by the end of it. Or 7, 6 or 7. I mean, I'm taming a lot of them. I've been working on it. But it's all in one day, so definitely not wasting my time. Went pretty good. So here's them all. I have 4 that I just tamed. And then obviously I have my 1 Pteranodon from last video. And then Big Bird, which was my first Pteranodon, he's down by the green safe area. I left him there actually. I've never brought him up to this upper base area. So I just kind of left him down there. Get these Pteranodons to land. And then I'm gonna go get Big Bird in a second here. So I have Big Bird right behind me. He's coming. There it is. There's Big Bird. So now I have all my Pteranodons. Well, that's Big Bird Jr. I actually had Big Bird with my Pteranodon in PLUS-Valguero the first time I played it. Worked out really good. So this is day 29. Day 29. It is. I'm ready to go. I prepared. I got all my Pteranodons. I have 1 Pteranodon following me currently, and I'm risking it. So I'm being very careful to make sure there's no ice wyverns. But even then, if you see here, there's ice wyverns all over the trench. It's super easy for them just to follow me. So at this point, I do no clue if they're following me or not. I'm just diving in. So I land right here because I need stamina. And if you see, you're going to see in a second, the artifact of Skylord is down way in the trench, and this is where the fire wyverns spawn. And an ice wyvern had actually followed me from the cave, so that made it a lot more difficult. My first try, I already had a wyvern on my tail. And so I thought it looks pretty clear from here. I thought I could make it. You see here, and then I see another fire wyvern. I'm like, oh no. No. I baited an ice wyvern here, and there's fire. And then there's snakes here, so I basically would not be the one. But I grabbed the artifact anyway, just in case. Why not? Okay. So this is me. I tried like 2 other times with my Pteranodons, lost a ton of Pteranodons, and this is me finally. I'm like, you know what, I'll take the wyvern and just kill anything in my path if I really have to. And of course, the one time I bring my wyvern is when there's no danger whatsoever. This is me circling around, I'm like, what? The danger's all over there. If I would have just came into the Pteranodon, it would have worked fine. But I'm happy I brought my wyvern anyway. I'm gonna take out those snakes super easy. And it ended up working out for the better. Honestly, I was just happy to get the artifact because that artifact took me not longer than expected. I died more than expected. I thought I would get it maybe on the 2nd try, but here I am, 3rd try. You can't place 2 in your inventory, and I didn't actually have a shoulder pad at the point, so it's okay. I'm just gonna do the boss once. I don't want to have to go through the artifacts again. Back at the base, that is what the artifact of the Skylord looks like. Looks pretty cool. I think it's probably my 2nd favorite looking artifact. Or my favorite, actually. Day 30. So, day 30, I wanted this hazmat suit, the hazard suit, because I wanted to get the artifact of the Gatekeeper, which is in the aberration area. And you needed an advanced workbench to get the hazard suit. And the only way to get the advanced workbench is in the smithy. And because of this Primitive Plus glitch, where my smithy works as a vanilla arc smithy, I don't have anything. So look at I got the items of what it costs, exactly what it costs. I have it all in the smithy, but there's no engrams. So I figured I have to continue on, and there's no way for me to actually get that artifact without the hazard suit. So unfortunately, I did actually spawn it. I tried advanced workbench first. It did not work. I got advanced bullets. A little weird, but that's what I got. I got 3 of those. And then finally, I took away that and just did workbench, and it worked right there. So I actually got the Primitive Plus workbench, so that worked out fine. And that ended up working exactly like a smithy would, except I have a little bit more things. So it's kind of like a mix between a smithy and a fabricator, I guess. So I'm gonna place it right here if I can time it right. There it is. Unfortunately, though, it did kind of take up my path in walking around the circle. See here, look, I can't fit through. So that sucked a little bit, but I can always go around. It didn't really bother me, and there was no way I was gonna move it because it took a long time to get it in the position where it is. I actually went around in circles trying to get it to fit, because what would happen is my body would constantly obstruct it, or the wall would obstruct it. So there was a very thin line that I could actually place it. And so I needed blue gems for the hazard suit, so I went all the way down to the aberration area, found myself some blue gems. There's Ice Queen. That's what I named her. Not sure why I just did. I was just thinking what could I name a female Ice Queen? That's what I came up with. So once I get these blue gems, I should be able to get the hazard suit. The thing that worries me is the leather. In Primitive Plus, there's a tannery, and it basically, I think it's called a tannery. Well, I think that's Atlas. It's called a tannery, but it works the same way. Basically, you get leather from it. So you put hide in it and salt, and you get leather, but it takes a long time. That's the problem. So I have enough. Here I just made a musket. I'm gonna test it out. So it looks really cool. I actually liked it a lot. There it is. There's me testing it out. It looks good. I don't have any ammo quite yet. I tried painting it. It does not let you paint it. So that did suck. It's pretty good. Wow, it's a long rifle. Just shows how long it is by aiming my camera like that. I can't even get my camera out that long. Okay, so this is me taking some practice shots. So I see this Devourer way down there. It works really good. I mean, you can shoot from really far away with this thing, and it's really surprising the power of this thing. But then things are always distracting me in the redwoods. Those ants would just die. I swear, it's gotta be like every 10 minutes. Not even an ant attacks me for no reason. So that did a lot of damage. And so I tried to get him the second time, but I keep shooting above him, thinking that the bullet's gonna go down, and then I remembered this is arc. I remember in a couple seconds, wait a sec, this is arc. Yeah, I missed the shot by aiming above, and I was like, oh, okay, it's arc, and then I remembered, so I ended up shooting exactly at the point. There you go, got the shot perfectly. And then here, let's see. I line it up, and it looks good. This gun is really, really good. I mean, I was super happy with it. This is perfectly what I need for the boss fight. Or not for the boss, for the artifact caves. Because I knew the next artifact caves are going to be the hardest ones. The next couple. Yeah. Pretty hard. Looks good, but I'm just waiting for the leather to go. And the leather took a really long time. So I ended up going out. I went around, I looked for bees. I spent an entire day looking for beehives. And main thing is because I needed silica pearls to get the glass plate of it. And I wanted a boat. I wanted to get the dinghy boat. That's a Primitive Plus boat. I wanted to use it to make it look good, and it needs beeswax to make the boat for whatever reason. And so I go around trying to get beeswax. I tried, and I finally found a beehive right here. This is a whole nother day. I found a beehive. It's not super happy with it, but I finally did find one. And I was testing a bunch of different things. I was gonna hit it with a pickaxe or any sort of weapon. Oh yeah, first I gathered the honey. And I'm thinking I can get beeswax just by gathering it, because I didn't try that in episode 1, or in video part 1, I didn't try that. So, surprisingly, yeah, I got nothing, I just got honey. So, I did some research on it, I tried to figure out how I would get it. And, after tons of different things, I ended up, okay, I'm gonna hit it with a pickaxe, this is gonna work. right here. End up hitting with the pickaxe. Come on. So if you saw, I got nothing. So this is me fighting the bees off. Super easy to kill the bees. And I thought that because I researched it, that you get it from the actual bees itself, that I thought I could kill the bees and harvest the bees' bodies to end up getting the beeswax I needed to make the boat. Which I'm not sure why a boat would need beeswax. So I try it. It doesn't work out too well. As you can probably see right here. Doesn't work out as planned. I got nothing. I tried a pickaxe and an axe. So, what can you do now, huh? So I end up hitting it. I'm just trying anything. I mean, gather honey again. I'm just testing things. And this is when I saw the giant bee. I saw the queen bee. I'm like, oh, maybe that's what I got confused. Maybe you killed the queen bee. So when I finally got back to my friend on, okay, please, please, please say this is how you get the beeswax. You have to kill the queen bee and harvest the queen bee. I was hoping that was it. And so, because I had no armor, because my armor broke, I decided to use my wyvern to bait them out, and I would kill them with my wyvern. And then once I killed them, I would just harvest the body, and that would just work the same, hitting it with the sword. And here it is. Chasing after the queen, making her little bee babies. Ready to harvest it. And all I got was 12 chitin. Or chitin. And disappointing. Yeah. It's super disappointing. I couldn't figure out what it was. So, basically I just decided, well, looks like I'm not getting that. But I did get the silica pearls and stuff. So I got the glass. So there, now I have the head. I got the gloves as well, because I had enough, leather. And while I was waiting for the leather to smelt up, or not smelt, but I was basically waiting, and I ended up getting all these Primitive Plus items that I really want to check out. Was the obsidian pickaxe, which I'm not sure what it does at this point. It seemed to work like a normal pick, except it didn't get certain stuff. So, I'm pretty sure it did not get stuff. Oh no, I hit a crystal, and it didn't get crystal from it. So that was super weird. Looks good though. I like the look of it. Then I get the hatchet, or the machete, sorry. And I get this little hammer thing. Now this hammer thing, when you read it, it actually says it's used for taming, and I'm yet to test that out, but I'm actually really interested to test that out. Because if I test out that, I mean, who knows, that could help me with taming a lot. So, the metal hammer. I'm guessing it works like a club, but honestly, I have no clue. The machete, I just assume would harvest meat, maybe, tall grasses, you know, something. It might work like a mix between a sickle and maybe a sword or something that would harvest both. I have no clue. It looks good though, and I have not tested it yet. I was so focused on doing other things in the video, I actually forgot to test these items. And I'm doing more Primitive Plus stuff while I'm waiting. I got this water well. Looks very good. And this actually helps me a lot, because often I have to run down to get water. But what happens is this collects the rainwater, and so instead of having to fly my wyvern down all the way down to the water, I can just harvest it from the bucket. Day 35. So day 35, I got ready for the artifact, and I'm going in. And so these are the artifacts of the Devourer and Brutes. So first, I'm going for the artifact of Devourer, because it's the hardest one. The artifact of the Brute, you can basically just run through. Super easy, but the Devourer, I was really worried that I was going to make a mistake and lose everything or whatever. But, so, I can't, my wyvern is so big. I watched a few YouTube videos on how to do this, but nobody brought in a wyvern. So, I can see why, because they're a pain in the butt to get through. But the only reason I brought the wyvern is so I could bring my bear down safely, and on Primitive Plus there's no cryopods, which that's how I did the cave originally. I did it with cryopods. You don't have those. I improvised. So now my bear is down here. I can actually go through the cave system pretty well. Now you go left. This is a hidden area. You actually have to harvest this big rock right here with a pickaxe. And once you go in there, that opens a whole passageway to find the artifact. So if you had no clue and you were just exploring this cave, you would probably not find it. There's a very good likelihood that you would not find this hidden area. So this is me going through the cave system. I'm just running past so nothing attacks me or anything. I didn't even look. I mean, I was just not even gonna look. If something attacks me, then I'll fight it. So here is water. You have to go through like a water entry. I was surprised my bear could actually even fit through that section. But my bear could fit through that section, so I brought him this far. But unfortunately, he couldn't fit all the way. So here he's stuck, so I just end up getting out. And once I got out, I'm up on this cliff, and I wanted to test out this gun. This shows just how good this gun is. Now here I'm trying to bait the centipede down to the bottom of the trench here. And see, he fell. The centipede fell down in the bottom of the trench. So you can kind of bait some of those creatures off to fall off, and you don't even have to fight them. But the bats were what I was really worried about. Killed one on a first shot. Oh, I like this gun. And then, watch this. 2 shots. I mean, it's 1 shotting these onyxes from that far away. That's a good distance away. And so this guy, I do shoot it, and does not 1-shot him because it's really far away there. But I do actually get the second shot, and it easily kills him. No problem. It does take a while to reload, but this gun's really good. Really good. I almost slip off there, but then I go across with my crossbow. And then I'm looking around. I find the artifact. It's up at the top here. And so, not wasting any grappling hooks. That was first shot. Worked out really good. Look at that. There's the artifact of the Devourer. Wow. And no skin. So, a little unfortunate, but I didn't mind. It's cool. No skin. So this is me. I was deciding which way to go, but I actually went to that center pillar. And I see a few onyxes down there, which I definitely want to kill. I don't want any particular lag going to me. Because I have, stuff that, what is it called? The basic antidote. Anyway, that stuff, I made 2 bottles of it, so that would help in case I got rabies. But I was in such a rush to get here, I totally forgot about bringing it. So that's why I was being extra careful around these bats, because if they bit me, I do not want rabies. That ruined my day. That will ruin your day for sure. So I get the shot here. I was surprised it reached that far, but sure enough, it reached. So I was, not gonna complain there. One thing I wish about these grappling hooks, I wish they could, you could at least get a few shots out of them. Because you would think once you reach the grappling hook, you should be able to pick the grappling hook back up. Oh, I fall. Make a huge mistake. And so I end up shooting up here. And then, so, I almost fell into the trench, but I didn't. See, it's down there. I just kind of fell on a rock above the trench. I'm just kind of slowly walking up and down. And it'll eventually make me hit the ground so I can move. I end up breaking my thing here. And continue through the cave. There's Sarah Jr. And Sarah was my original bear that I did all the caves with in Valguero. So I'm basically naming them off of my original Valguero experience. This is the artifact of Brute. Super easy. You just kind of go through and you'll see this open section surrounded by water. It's that yellow artifact right here. Yellowish orange. Nice, easy artifact. How perfect. I thought this cave would be really hard, because it was really hard when I did it originally. And mainly it was because we kept getting lost in the cave, and I made sure to know exactly where I was going so I wouldn't get lost. That's the big key with this cave. If you get lost, you're done for. It's a really painful cave. There's sections that you'll look everywhere, you won't even be near an artifact. So I have 3 new artifacts so far. Artifact, there's a Devourer right there, so artifact of Devourer. And artifact of the Brute that I just got from the cave. Day 37. So day 37, I spent the entire day getting Deinonychus eggs. So I watched a video, a YouTube video, and it basically explained that you could do the Valguero boss fight with Deinonychuses of all things, which is the new Valguero. So I was eager to try that. So I spent that entire day getting Deinonychus eggs. I had a whole ton of them, and I was just gonna start raising my army for the battle, for the boss fight. Might as well get ready. At this point, I was really still waiting for the leather, the Hydra. So, levels for my game system right now, those are actually decent levels. So the highest level out of all those eggs I got were 26. So day 38. Day 38, I have this little setup in my base. Worked out pretty good. I got all these eggs here. They're incubating. Look at that. Worked out really good. The ones on the far edge actually are not incubating because they're too far away. But here I kind of adjust them to where they're all incubating here. And I'm doing them in batches. I hatch about 3 or 4, and then I would pick all the eggs up. And at this point, most of them are already, like, I would say over 50% done. So all I gotta do is lay them down for a short time and they're back. So this is the chaos after one day of getting all this Deinonychus and raising all the eggs. I have them everywhere. They're stuck through the floor because they grew up from babies. And oh my gosh, I got some adolescents. I got them from every stage. Just madness in here. This batch right there, that's my original batch. Day 40. This is the very last Deinonychus egg, and I wanted this egg. It's also a pretty high level, but I wanted this Deinonychus egg to be the one I was gonna name. I named it again after my Deinonychus from original Valguero. I named it Hunter. It's a Hunter. So, day 41. So, day 41, if you look here, I'm searching Deinonychus. I'm looking for the saddle, right? There's no saddle on Primitive Plus. And so, what I end up figuring out is, as I go through these little tabs here, is that it actually doesn't span past, not Scorched Earth. It doesn't span past, Aberration. So, Primitive Plus, I'm guessing, was made after Aberration, but not after Extinction. So basically, it's in between Aberration and Extinction, and so we don't have anything from that. And Valguero happened to be after Extinction, and so that's why the Deinonychus saddle was not in there. I did spawn the Deinonychus saddle because they were being a horrible pain to get out of there, and I only spawned one, so I'd have one that I could ride as be a pack leader so I can go on with some massive hunts. But this is me. I lined them all out the base. It just shows how many I actually raised up. I mean, I got a full army here. It spans most of my... It spans half of the front of the treehouse. Looking really good. I really like the look of that. And in a second, I'm going to put my wyvern actually on top of that roof. And so you get to see what it looks like with all of my super strong dinos. Really cinematic picture I got here. I'm probably going to use it as the thumbnail. This picture right here. I'm probably going to use this as a thumbnail of the video because it just shows I have all the artifacts, all the harder artifacts of this video in the picture here. My wyvern up top looking down, like all these guys. So for whatever reason, only the Deinonychus is on the outside edge, roared. But that's fine. He's the alpha Deinonychus. Day 42. Day 42, I finished it up. I got the boots, which was the last thing of my hazmat suit. Oh, hazard suit. I keep mixing it up. I just keep going back and forth from hazard to hazmat. And at this point, I felt like I was, for the most part, ready for this cave. 90% ready. But obviously, I need to prepare and stuff. And what I realized is the radiation, I also wanted to try and bring a creature in there. And when I did some research, you can bring all aberrant creatures except maybe a few into it. So the first aberrant creature I saw was this Iguanodon. I thought they have unlimited stam. Let's tame them and I could bring them into the cave. I could not bring them into the cave, so this is me shooting without the Deinonychus, and I wasted all of my grappling hooks trying to get down because it was just out of the range. All these rocks were just out of range of the grappling hook. So, just totally sucked. Ruined my day, and I actually thought I would be screwed. I was sitting here trying to find a way up to the base, but I realized you could just go around. So I ended up just going around. I ran past the Carcanoses, which are not too close to the artifact. They're kind of spread out around the artifact. And I thought I would be 100% screwed, but then I saw this path, and there's a little path to get the artifact. There's a path that leads up to the front into the safe area that does not require grappling hooks. And so, of course, that's the first thing I'm going to do. I attempted that path. I succeeded in getting that path in a second. So the path basically looks like this. So there's basically a path up here. I fought some snakes, fought a few scorpions, but it wasn't anything that was hard. It wasn't big things. This is the top of the path. You see there's the green area up there. So I'm almost to safety. And so I made it back, and there it is. This is the artifact of the Gatekeeper. Looking good. I mean, it's a pretty small artifact. It's not that impressive, but the actual getting it itself was actually pretty hard because you have to have a hazmat suit. Oh, day 7 we basically spent trying to tame a Uteranus, which I failed because the Uteranus went under the ice, and so basically he was under the water and I couldn't get him. I tried taming a Quetz the old-fashioned way. I wasn't thinking. You can't do that no more. So look at this. Try and shoot him, and I instantly fall. Basically at this point I'm just taming any creature, having fun. I got the last couple days just having fun. I do tame a horse though. I was just looking around. I was actually trying to tame another Uteranus when I saw the horse. I wanted to tame a horse. Day 48, I went on a huge adventure with my Iguanodon all through the redwoods. I actually like this Iguanodon a lot. I'm actually super happy I tamed him. Unlimited stam. He runs through basically anything. Really nice. And he's got decent attack when he's standing up on 2 legs. Honestly, I really like him. Great for exploring. Day 49. Day 49, I got my entire pack of Deinonychus. I thought this would be a good way to end the video here. Obviously it'll be in a second, but look at this. I got an entire pack of Deinonychuses that are going to take down this Bronto like it's nothing. Fortunately, there is one casualty. A low-level Deinonychus. It's to be expected. I didn't level them up. Even though they have levels, I'm going to have to go through individually and level them up. I figured, as a pack, they're plenty strong. I don't need to level them up to help out, but we did lose one. I didn't mind. Crazy attack, though. I mean, I went on a killing spree. It was so fun. Massive. I could kill anything within seconds. Look at that. And eventually I want the whole pack to get involved, so I end up just whistling it to each location rather than attack my target. Because they're all on attack my target right now. Look at the roar. Beautiful. Most all of them roared that time, which was really nice. Day 50. So day 50, I got a Parasitherium saddle from a drop, and so might as well tame this guy right here. I tamed him up, whacked the saddle on it, and that's the end of the video. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe.